Joanne Catherall. Phil, and both of you, congratulations on the, well, recent success of the group. It's going very well indeed.
It is.
Phil, how did you actually start the group? Because you used to be a porter, didn't you, in a plastic surgery theatre?
Yeah, I sort of ended up in that job because I was sort of mid-qualified, had some O-levels, no A-levels, which doesn't do you any good at all.
Right.
And a couple of my friends started a group with all synthesisers, in the middle of punk, that was. I admitted I liked them when everyone else was sort of laughing at them, so they let me join.
Right, so you were sort of ahead of your time in a sense then?
Well, I think we were the first, certainly the first group of people that hadn't ever used conventional instruments.
Right. Now listen, you're a successful northern band now, and yet I read in the press release that was sent to us by your record company, it said that Sheffield is described as the musical melting pot of the Midlands. And that's a typical London attitude towards the north, you know, they put Sheffield in the Midlands. Do you find that's a problem, you know, being in the hyped-up record world in London?
No. Well, yes and no. I mean, sometimes you can't get down to sort of make sure they're getting on the job and that, but sometimes you can do that too much and you just worry them.
Right, okay. Now let's talk about you two, because you became pop stars literally overnight, didn't you? I mean, one minute you were dancing in a Sheffield disco, and the next you were on Top of the Pops and other programmes. Suzanne, tell me how it happened.
We were just dancing in a nightclub one night and Philip came up and asked us to join the group.
Why did you pick them?
Well, we didn't have very much time.
Yeah, and you were looking obviously for someone to sing and dance a bit in the group as well.
We'd lost a guy who was a very, very good backing singer. We decided we wanted high-pitched vocals. I don't like groups that have only got boys in at all. I think that's very old-fashioned now. Right. So we thought we'd get a girl. I went in with my girlfriend. She said, there's two girls there that dance together. Why not get both? And because we were going on tour of Europe, one in a bus with about 9 men would have been silly, but two could look after each other. But
Susan, I mean, you were 17 at the time. It must have taken you by an incredible shock, really, you know, to be picked to sing in a successful pop.
Well, it was, especially as we were still at school at the time. We had to have a month off school to go on tour with the group.
What did your parents say?
No at first, and then they got round. You know, we got round them and they said we could go after they'd met Philip.
What about yours, Joanne?
Oh, well, mine were even more against it than Susan's were, but they realised that they were nice boys and respectable. And so they decided that we could go.
Has it been anything like you expected, being a pop star, which is what you are?
No, not at all.